Someone said XRP won't reach 0.5. Another said it won't reach 0.6. Now, here we are, above $1. What is going to happen in the near future? We all would like to know that. What are the next price targets? We all would like to certainly know that, right? What does the chart actually show you? What is going to happen with the prices next? Yes, you answered that correctly. A markup phase in the altcoins which we are looking at, because in the bull market of BTC it's slowing down, but right now there are things which are changing, which are evolving, and the market shows you it's just halfway around. That's a long way to go for the altcoin market, right? So you should be positioning yourself and your portfolio into that right assets which would attain these gains. That's 100x from here. That's not a small deal. But remember, last time when we had this pattern, we had 20,000% to the upside, and right now it's 10,000. Still, that 100x will be 500x in different assets, and some will only give you 10x. So you have to be on the right asset. So when you're betting on this race, you need to find that right horse for your race. As BTC dominance is nearing a support, chances of a slowdown in the altcoin market can be seen. But if BTC dominance is breaking this particular area, that's the support, then the alts are going to fly. Now, when we look at this altcoin chart, it is clearly showing you that we have a long way to the upside. And if you really make that 100x in your portfolio, will you be happy? Because some won't be. They'll still say, I didn't get that 1000x. So don't be that guy. Always look at the charts and say, okay, this is what's happening and this is what the possibilities are. So you won't know that this is going to happen with certainty. Instead, you know the odds and you're trying to favor that odds on your side. So be ready with your XRP as it is a rally. Charts showed you this before that happened. Before that, I shared my recent XRP purchases with my patrons when we were still 50% down from the current price. And I think that's probably going to be my last XRP purchase. Now, I'm positioned well in my portfolio in that area where I'm looking for the maximum ROI, so that I don't actually want to increase my average. I won't be doing that. Instead, when I look at this, okay, I have done the hard work for the last 3 years. We've been averaging down, and what are you going to do next? To understand what steps you can do, you need to go through the charts and then look at what literally is happening outside the market. That's the fundamentals, right? And how this is going to affect your price action. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. We just reached 20k subscribers. The Scientific Investor family is growing slowly but steadily. We are growing because we are moving towards these targets. We are moving towards the truth, education about investing, giving you guys that right perspective. I hope you are receiving value, right? Now, let's actually look at the market, what literally is showing you. This is just showing for one country, that's UK. April to the next April, it's their fiscal year. Tax year, which they call. In the similar sense, in different countries, they have the financial closing at March 31st. So they start from April 1. So this is one of the reasons I've been saying institutional money can be reallocated after that closure. And now you can actually see that. It's just the beginning, and we are seeing pumps in the market like different manner. Now, XRP Crypto Wolf tweeted this one out showing Peter Brandt is actually putting this one out. He used to say XRP is a shitcoin, but right now with this pattern, he is showing that that's a compound pattern, which shows you that the XRP BTC pair has a long way to go to the upside. Now, if you remember, back in the days when XRP was still a shitcoin for majority of them, we were just putting this chart out and saying, you see the RSI is still at the bottom. Now that was back in December, Jan, this close, right? And I was highlighting, look at the previous lows. We are near that bottom. Even if you go down, that's not much. It's still a buying opportunity. And right now, the price has rallied. It went through this resistance and then this one, and now it's testing the moving average, which is the 50-day moving average on a weekly chart of XRP BTC. So as we break to the upside, keep in mind, RSI still has room. MACD has just crossed to the upside, but it's still in the negative territory now. Shows you if we are to move, we have a long way to the upside. So these are to be kept at side, and you should look at them intermediately to understand, okay, that's happening, what you can do, right? Now, IMF Live actually put this one out. Central bank digital currencies are a clear policy priority. New technologies can increase access to the finance for more people. Do you know that financial inclusion side, which we talked last 3 months back, 4 months back, we were talking about financial inclusion, documents from IMF, BIS, United Nations, and others suggesting the same stuff, and then Ripple the company. So that's a lot to add on to this stuff. There is a lot happening in the background, and those who are prepared well, they'll understand that. Now, Steven shows this one. Stellar network got halted for some time. Now, that happens with the network. So if you are looking for central bank digital currency, we don't literally know what will happen at that moment. We need clarification for that from the Stellar team, but do understand XRP ledger continues to work. Now this is another positive side for today's news. Make I say, this literally will happen with any one of you. Nexo is accused of wrongly suspending XRP trading in December. We all knew that. Blocking repayment of loans and then liquidating XRP assets of customers. So those who have done this kind of stuff are gonna have issues. Now they are sued for over 5 million in damages. And let's see how the court actually rules it. But right now it seems it's actually going towards Ripple, the company, XRP, the asset, right? If the documents are being given from the side of BTC Ether discussion, it's going to clarify a lot of questions, and that's one of the reasons why SEC didn't want to disclose that one. So as you move further, you do have to understand, as you get to this documents, we are going to get more and more news, and we are going to blast through. So as we blast, do understand the technicals are turning. So right now, it's not only the value investors who are coming in, because value investors saw the value when we were at the bottom. Value investors saw the value when we were at the bottom. We were talking about that. Those who were listening to this channel from 2020, from late 2019, they do understand this. We were talking about this. First, this pattern of head and shoulder. Then the cup and handle. So we met all our targets, right? We are moving through. Right now, we are showing you different targets. In yesterday's video, I highlighted that one, right? Then, before we were here, I told you that when XRP moves, it's going through a couple of resistance at a time. So this one was 1, 2, right? So in that aspect, look at this 1, 2. We have done that. Right now, we are just below that $1.2 mark. Now, yes, we do have resistance in that area, because this is that point where we are crossing, and as we move to the upside on a monthly, it's going to give us a free ride. From here, we don't have much of a resistance. So once the price consolidates, now what do I mean by that consolidation? We went up here, that means people are going to take profits, right? Those who bought in here when we were bouncing through the moving average kind of made 130%. Now, yeah, that won't be looking too high for many, but it is, right? You double your portfolio. So for some, it's really huge, and they would take that profit and move into another asset, without knowing the fundamentals and where we are going with XRP. Now, look at the volume. It's actually rising. So when we step back onto a daily and then look at the volume, yes, the volume has increased a lot. Now the difference between is this time it has been a green volume rising each time. We'll have to look at the next day, right? Now, what would I anticipate? Say here, when you had this candle going up, that green one, you followed with a little bit of red candle, people taking profits. That means you're selling that supply into the market, so supply is coming more, price consolidating. Right now that's happening, but buyers are still interested in this asset. Now step back again, go to a 3-day chart. It shows you strong rise in the volume, and that rise in volume has pushed the price way higher, right? The MACD is moving to the upside on that positive territory, it's not on the negative, and then on RSI we are moving to the upside. Now remember, we were talking about this from some time, and those who were following us know that okay, this is a probability where we are going to go. Now yeah, unless we cross above this particular level, we may still move here. Now if we break above, it's a different story. Otherwise we may still have a correction. But in this story, the changes in a bull market, you don't actually get that, right? In a bull market, you go parabolic. So if you are comparing that stuff, saying, okay, we're kind of having something similar here, and we were showing all the signs, we were moving to the upside, we had that fake out here, but immediately after that, we went in through the roof. So now, you can connect these and look at this. Okay, we were going through the roof, but the volume, now you'll have to go back to see that volume level there to understand what was happening, right? The volume was literally low, and when we were going through the roof, you see the volume coming in and the price taking off. Then it corrects, right? Eventually it corrects, and then it shows you a rounded bottom and pumps. So that was the blow of the top, or the final push to the upside. You can see this rounded bottom. So we are looking for something similar. The price going to move above, and this time as we moved above 70, we are already in that overbought territory. Here before that we were not, we were just flirting with that level and going down. Right now we are already there. So when we, now remember, from this median line of 50 towards 70, the move would be slow, but in this particular area, when you are in the overbought territory, any move to the upside in RSI supported by the MACD with volume is going to push price a lot to the upside. So even if you are doubling your price in XRP, going to $2 to $0.2 mark, that won't be surprising. Now in a week, now look at the weekly chart. I'll actually show you that. If that weekly chart is going to close near the all-time highs, don't even be surprised, because it definitely shows you that the volume is still low on a weekly, and we are going to get that same stuff which we saw on a 4-hour, daily and 3-day chart. Volumes are going to pump, and it's going to be somewhere similar to this, or way higher than that, right? So that is coming, and by that time you can see that XRP would be moving towards new high. The possibilities are high for that. So now when you actually look at XRP BTC pair, you also need to care about the stuff. We need to cross about this positive area, because now all of a sudden when you see movement in the market, that movement has to be considered. Say XRP is pumping. Look at Tether. Tether is also pumping. Now, not every coin has that correlation with Tether right now, but Cardano and XRP shows that it has that momentum. But the difference here is it's moving quite similar, and the money pumping is coming through. So we'll actually have to look at how this money is moving. Now, look at the market. Everything is going green. It's going nuts. But some are correcting. Why are they correcting? Because they pumped previously, right? You can see that 7-day fluctuation, and you'll understand they are already, even after this correction, they're still in green. They're still in green. So when you are trying to position yourself in another asset right now, you need to go look at where they are in that market cycle. If they are still way closer to their all-time highs, it's going to be really hard, because say you can actually come to Coin Paprika and put this into all-time highs, and then you can see to the all-time highs it's 253%, whereas the Nance coin is kind of, you know, making the all-time highs, whereas Ether is all-time highs, Bitcoin is at all-time highs, Cardano is at all-time highs. So all of them are moving higher. What does that mean? Chances or the probability of making money is still there in some coins, say Bitcoin Cash, but the fundamentals are different, right? They were having that 51 percentage attack. It's still proof of work. All those stuff is still with those coins. But when you come into XRP and you know the fundamentals, you are like, okay, this is one of the coin which I'm gonna hold for a long time as the market evolves. We saw this stuff. Payment infrastructure is going to change. Now, as we change the payment infrastructure and XRP is connected with ILP and central banks are moving into ILP, that's the strongest wave of money which is going to flow in. If you definitely understand that, you are going to position yourself in a strong manner so that you won't mess this stuff. Right now, when people will say you like, okay, we have moved significantly to the upside, we're going to end this rally soon. Listen to yourself, not to others. Go through all of the stuff and make your own decision. Your cognitive ability to do this for your portfolio is so important. Now, if you are looking for these kind of trading setups for different assets in your portfolio, because we have a ton of assets in crypto market and you would be writing mostly 8, 10, 20, 30 different assets. If you need these kind of charts, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description where we post these kind of charts and updates regularly so that you can be positioned well in different assets and make profits. So you know the targets and where you are going to take your profits and then let it ride or not. You take that decisions with well-educated charts. So as we move in this bull market, keep your eye on the monthly. When you get volume on the monthly and we are moving into the overbought territory on a monthly, it's going to get interesting. Don't listen to way huge hypes or FUDs which will be put out during that time. Look at the market cycle, look at the technicals and the language spoken by it, and always be prepared for that. You should have your own exit strategy so that you are well positioned in taking profits too. Even if you are reducing a little bit of profit, but you are kind of balancing that risk. That's the best stuff to do. So if you want to do that, learn yourself, educate yourself as an investor. You can go through many books, right? There are tons of books which show you the right path. Always follow that. If you received value for your time, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. If you want more information for these kind of charts and setups, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.